Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today's video is just a reminder to you. Oh, there's some construction happening right now. Don't even listen to that. I'm here to talk to you guys, okay? And I'm here to remind you guys not to be a bliss junkie. Stop doing it. Stop chasing the next high. Stop being like the type of person that feels like Nirvana's almost there. I felt like that before too. I'm like, oh yeah, enlightenment. The real enlightened being understands that it is already a part of them, that it is a process of removal and deciphering what is already underneath us. We've got to become the uncarved block again and start learning from nature again. I was about to say nurture, but yeah, that too. Got to learn from our nurturing environments too. I mean, what is epigenetics? Like, our genes and cells change based on the environment that we're in as well. Okay, so what if we have a bad internal environment? Our external environment reflects that. Our external environment reflects what our internal environment reflects, right? And it's vice versa too. So understand that, and understand when you're getting these thoughts of like easy ways out or get rich quick schemes or instantaneous gratification or all these sorts of things just like tempting you. Like Sisyphus, is that the myth where he ties himself to the boat and all these sirens are there like distracting him? Yeah, you gotta be like that, man. You gotta put yourself in the water, even though it's scary. You know, I grew up being terrified of water. I had a drowning incident. I'm sure you know if you go back to my video about water and symbolism. I talk a bit about that there. But honestly, guys, like what you were scared of actually is the thing that will bring you to your next evolution. Look, there's water behind me right now. Okay, my last brand was called That Splash Life, about water. Flow state, right? Flow is all about water flow, right? It's from that same metaphor that has brought me from point to point to point to point. But it has not been from me chasing some kind of delusion or fantasy. It's always been about coming back to what I enjoy and how I can lean into that fun and excitement and joy and happiness and understand how contagious it can be. If I start to generate that within myself, I start laughing in this video right now. You guys are going to start laughing too. Why is that? Laughter is contagious, my friends. You see, you got to really start to activate your vagus nerve, guys. Yawn. If you can make yourself yawn, if you make yourself laugh, if you can look at yourself in the mirror and talk to yourself in a really slow, deep voice, like in a sexy voice. If you can do that, it will activate this vagus nerve and it'll help you to open up and be a lot more relaxed and a lot more free and open and fluid with how you're communicating. Because right now it's not working. Something needs to change, something needs to shift. And that major shift that's going to come is you from stepping outside of this need for the next thing, this dopamine hit for the next high. Give it to me now. Give it to me now. I want it now. Give me the cookie right now. But there have been studies, I'm sure you know the marshmallow test, where they've done and understood that the people who delay their gratification for a bigger reward at the end, like 2 cookies if you wait, then you actually notice that kind of success rising. Right? In a long term. So whenever you find yourself falling into these short-term traps, remind yourself to zoom out, see the bigger picture, and then visualize, like, is this activity that I'm doing right now, how is it sculpting and chiseling away at my future self? Sometimes we can even take ourselves away from the present self and be only in the future self and thrive only in the future self. I'm not telling you to do that either, guys. What I'm telling you to do is have a time orientation right now, but also looking a little bit towards into the future. Okay, understanding that the polychronic time in certain cultures, right, where they function multitasking, you can do that. However, you can also be monochronic at times and do one thing at a time too. I'm not giving you any guidelines or rules here because you create those rules and guidelines and frameworks and structures for yourself. I'm just here to help you facilitate it. Okay? And I have a program called Flow Zone Academy. If you haven't heard of it yet and you're watching my videos, ask me about it. Okay, I'll give you more details about it, but essentially you can either work with me for 3 months or 1 month, and I'm going to transform the way that you experience living in the flow state. It's all about building that momentum. Because when you lose that drive, when you lose that momentum, when you lose that flow state and that internal driver, you're back to square one again. And you feel like, man, why am I only confident sometimes? Why am I not confident all the time? Well, there's your key there. You're getting out of your daily rituals and habits. You're stepping off the accelerator. You're pressing the brake. You're pressing the brake when you need to be pressing the accelerator. You're pressing the accelerator when you need to be taking a break. So it's all about that pacing and understanding that, hey, you're moving forwards anyway, because those little breaks help you to steer the car, right? You got to turn the curve by slowing down a little bit, right? I'm sure you know people who drive, right? If you don't know how to drive, well, that's what you do, right? You keep your foot slowly on the brake when you turn. So are you doing that? Or are you just going full on acceleration mode? Or are you going full on brake mode? Let's go. Let's go. You have this energy within you. I'm transferring it to you through this video. If you want to pretend that I can do light language and give you some kind of a download, here you go. There you go. Okay, it's already within you. It's already activated within you, my friend. So take that information and create implementation from the information. Because you can have all the information, and life is all data points, but understand what to do with those data points, right? If you look at your bank, it's like, that's just a data point. It's not good or bad. You're putting the story like, oh man, it's bad. I have negative balance. Right? That's your storyline, my friend. But what you're getting is just a data point, and life will keep giving you data points, the facts. But what we do is we step back into fantasy and fiction and being a bliss junkie again. And step out of the realness and authenticity and truth and foundation. So I'm telling you to get back on the grind, get back to the foundation from an aligned space, not a hustle space, but an aligned space. The conscious hustle is real. And the conscious hustle is just purely alignment. So, what is a few key takeaways here? When you begin working on something, you're going to be a little bit bad at it. That's okay. But take that little thing that you're going to be bad at and stack on top of it. Keep stacking on top of that thing. Because no matter how people, want to build a smear campaign against you, want to persecute you, want to talk bad about you, want to do whatever they have, their opinions, it doesn't matter. You have your truth, you have your foundation of the flow code. Just like a samurai has a code, you keep coming back to your code over and over and over again until it just makes sense to continue forward, because you know yourself better than anybody. So stop being a bliss junkie. You're not a bliss junkie. All right? Understand that with a little bit of patience, a little bit of gratitude, things are going to slowly start to settle back in to the real you. Not the version of you see in the movie screen, but the real you. All right? Have an amazing day. May the flow be with you. Stay legendary. My new book is coming out, TPM. Send me a message about it. Peace.